right, hello everyone. This is Dregn Durant of the Yasuhiro88ch, and we're kicking off episode 2 of Horizon Exploration, the channel's sci-fi themed tabletop RPG based off of the 5e system. Let's see who's out there. Hello. All right. So you might notice there's a few changes to the interface. We're going to be constantly improving it as we go week by week. But last week, let's go ahead and get the interface loaded up in here. And players, are you there?
Yeah, good here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Awesome. So, welcome everyone to Horizon Exploration. And last week, we did our first introduction, episode 1 of Horizon Exploration, where we talked a little bit about some introductory lore, for not only for the channel, but for the campaign. Introduced a couple of factions, a couple of corporations, which have all but, to the player's knowledge, replaced deities and gods within this campaign, as technology and the exploration of the stars reign supreme. Then we introduced some of our players, and just for those tuning in for the first time, we have Koji Akiyama, played by Corey.
Hello.
And we have Dario Cortez, played by Sergio.
Hello out there in TV land.
Maxine Beck, played by Sean.
How's it going?
Sam Stonewill, played by Peter.
Hello?
And last but not least, Caden Lumen, played by Calvin. Silent type.
That's a first.
All right.
Oh, my mic wasn't on.
There he is. All right. So that is the party. As the party had set off, well, set off might be the wrong words to use in this case, but they have all been collected to the outer orbit of Aurora Green, to a space station known as Bora Station, orbiting the planet. And after some evaluation and a little training exercise, the party found themselves drop shuttled onto planet side with a bit of a abrupt landing, but the party has had a chance to meet one another. If you're looking to get caught up on what transpired, do check out our episode 1. There are bookmarks in the description, so you can skip ahead to all the action. But we're going to be kicking off tonight where the party had left off. Is everyone ready?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Seriously?
All right, let's do it. We're going to jump right in. So, after some rough landings, Maxine, you were the first to awake, and you had got major rounds and woke up the others. And after a few eventful situations, the party has at least started to collect themselves in order to depart the shuttle where they find themselves currently. And why don't we get ourselves situated onto our Foundry game? And look at that, we got all the tokens properly loaded up. The sizing is still cropping for some reason, but how about each of you give me a little shout, make sure that they're lighting up properly.
The technology works?
Hey, there we go. Very cool. Very cool. So you guys can all see whose voice is associated with each character. Now, before we begin, party members, any of you have any comments before we jump into where you left off? Anything I may have missed? Anything you'd like to get out there? And if not, we're going to jump right into it. So let's do it. Okay, so you're all going to find yourselves leaving. Let me go ahead and make sure that this works. Leaving the shuttle, which when you do, you find yourselves in a bit of a cave network. And my camera. Why are you not changing? Go ahead and do a quick little that's why. Got disconnected. There we go. So the party has found themselves inside a bit of a cave network. And within this cave network, it's quite dark, a bit damp. And when you take your first steps outside of the crashed shuttle, you don't find much light. There is some emergency lights that go off around the shuttle that illuminates the rough interior of this cavern. And for those that look up, will find a gaping hole, maybe a good 40 to 60 feet up, some steep cavern walls that result in a cavity that seems to have been unnaturally formed, perhaps due to the trajectory of your craft. Outside, it is fairly dark, but in the distance, up in the stars, among the stars, you see the Aurora Borealis that shines in a bit of a turquoise green with what seems like almost like thunderclouds without the clouds, as energy arcs through the air above where you currently are. Looking about, you will all see roughly, it's darker than the image will depict, but you see the site which your shuttle has crashed on within this cave network. And from there, I believe, Sam, you were the first one to encourage the party to depart, along with Maxine, and you take your first steps out of the shuttle.
All right, everybody, follow behind me and stay close.
As we step out, and I try to breathe in, do I notice anything? Do we notice anything about the air? Are we able to breathe okay?
The whole party is dead. No. Go ahead and give me... No. With that description, when you go out to breathe into the atmosphere here, the air seems a bit heavy, but perhaps that's due to the dust that has yet to settle. The air itself does appear to be breathable. Again, the air does seem a bit thin, but you're not noticing any indication of immediate danger from the environment itself.
Am I still plastered on the floor?
No, you were woken up. Remember the love tap?
Oh, right, okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You smell a little stinky though.
And Dario...
Actually, I don't anymore.
Correct. As Dario, you think about the stench that Caden was put himself into, in a way. It catches you a bit off guard, but perhaps you don't say anything about it. But Caden, as he approaches the exit of the craft, seems to have cleaned up rather nicely. His clothes seem to be, although still disheveled, much cleaner than it was a moment ago. And the aftermath of his sudden eruption from the cryopod and the vomit that he dropped himself into has all but been cleaned away.
Well, my mistake. It appears that you clean up very nicely then, in such a quick amount of time. I guess the showers still work pretty well on the ship.
Yeah, I cleaned up well.
Do I hear any sounds of any type of wildlife or anything?
Give me a survival roll. Or a nature roll, your choice. All right, and we got dice, everyone. So, with a roll of 6, and with your bonuses in place here, remind me, folks, do checks normally add proficiency? I
If you're
don't.
proficient in the skill, yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
no, just general checks, no.
Okay,
But if
yeah.
you're
So
proficient in nature, then yeah.
Dario, quick question: are you proficient in survival? Is that why I'm seeing the extra plus?
Yes.
I gotcha. All right, so you rolled an 11, and what you notice around you, the cave itself seems a bit damp, and you hear in kind of the distance, maybe echoing through the walls of the cave, there seems to be some pitter-patter of maybe droplets of some form of a liquid. You also hear the of some clitter clatter that seems to again also echo, and whether that is the sound of maybe rubble, it could be a combination of the rubble that is kind of eroding around the crash site, or perhaps it is a sign of something deeper within, but you are at the moment unsure if there is any immediate hostility from any sort of wildlife or creatures.
Do I recognize the area of Aurora Green? Just completely unknown.
You, Caden, give me a history roll with advantage.
Okay.
All right. So with a roll of 13, or a result of 13, you will find that looking up through the cavity that has opened up, you do recognize the skies. And without a doubt, this must be Aurora Green, a planet that you are very familiar with. Within... Go ahead.
Is it kind of close? Like, do I recognize more than just the planet? Like, is it near anywhere I would know, or is it a completely unknown area? I just know I'm on Aurora Green.
Simply looking up into the sky, you only know that this has to be the planet you grew up in. Looking around the cave that you are within, this kind of open cavern, you're confident that it's Aurora Green, but whether you recognize where you currently are is a bit of a stretch. So currently this area that you're within is looking pretty fresh and new to you.
Okay, we gotta be careful, guys. This planet is going to hell. It's why everyone left. And it's probably not safe outside this cave. Hell, it might not even be safe in this cave.
Well, make sure to take all your gear. I don't think we're coming back, so...
Do we even know where we're going? Did they give us direct? They just dropped us here.
I point out the door and I say, well, we're going that way.
Thanks. Yeah, great. Just wander off in the cave.
You know what? There seems to just be one way in front of us, and we'll keep following it till we hit a fork.
But, sure, okay, it's fine. Lead the way.
As we're getting ready to move on, I'm just going to mask and visor up to protect from any potential debris and such.
Okay. You all begin to make your way as Sam, you currently lead the way. And if I recall, you had activated a light source on your armor. Did you not?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
That light source is... We didn't really talk about it, so maybe at some point we should. But I'm going to give you the light source of a torch. And let me know if you notice any difference. Actually, you probably wouldn't, because you have a degree of vision in the dark.
You probably got dark vision.
But Caden, did your vision down the little corridor, did that expand?
I did, yeah.
Okay, good. So there should be a light source on Sam as you all begin to make your way out of the shuttlecraft and begin making your way down the only visible pathway that leads to somewhere. Sam. Everyone do not proceed further than Sam, but Sam, as you continue down this little corridor, I need you to give me a choice. Actually, no, we're going to just go with this. Sam, you, as you're walking, and you're pretty good at watching your step, especially on rocky surfaces, but you hear a crunch as you walk. And what Sam, you immediately notice when you step aside and look at what that sound was made from, you see something.
Guys, watch out. I think there's some sort of life form here.
Huh.
What? How big is it?
Is that a plant?
Sam, what you stepped on is about the size of take like a 6 foot tall human leg and fold it in half, and that's about the size that you're gonna see this whatever it is that you stepped in.
That's why that unit of measurement? Human leg folded in half.
It's the size of like a child's torso. Let's go look at that. Okay, shut up. But you step on something and it's crunchy, and it makes a bit of a crackle as you crunch under it. It crunches under your step.
I
So
pick-
it look- oh, go.
I go ahead and pick up one of these parts of it, like a leg of it, and I take it up close and I break it in half in my hands. And I look at the group. This could have just been here a long time ago, but it seems pretty frail.
Is it like leaking liquid?
When Sam breaks the leg that he takes from the ground, it crackles almost like packing paper, just and breaks without really much effort, and seems to be hollow, almost
Oh, it's
tube-like.
like a husk or something. Oh, this is not a good sign. Not on this planet. Keep your eyes. There's something here. There's something here. I'm convinced of it. Has anyone seen anything? Can I look around and specifically check the roof above me?
Sure. Give me a perception as you look about.
I'm paranoid this thing is. Shit.
All right.
Okay, gotcha.
With a roll of an 8 and a 9, your eyes dart around, but your eyes aren't quite accustomed to the darkness within this cave. If it wasn't for Sam's light source, it would be very difficult for any human to possibly see once the light source of the skies that were broken through in the earlier room, which doesn't exist in the cavern up ahead. But you, paying attention and trying to heighten your senses to detect if anything is nearby, you don't spot anything immediately, but you do hear in a forward direction that clattering.
Okay, there's something ahead of us, guys. I don't know what. It's probably horrific, but there's something ahead of us.
We also hear that.
Everyone, if you kind of listen at the warnings of Caden, you will hear it as well. And Sam, as you kind of turn to look into the cavern, I'm going to have you leading the party give me a perception roll as well.
If he sees the thing, don't forget to tell him how many folded human legs ahead of him it is.
Shut up! All right,
This is
not
sons
too
of
bad.
6 humans have legs.
Sam, with your roll of 14, a result of 16, you do spot something as you kind of shine your light as something reflects from up ahead. And you spot something up against the cave wall in the distance, and this is not the size of what you stepped on. This is much larger. This is almost an entire size larger than you. That seems to be blending slightly into the cave wall, and you only spotted it due to the what almost looks like the eyes of a creature looking at you, that kind of bob side and side against the cavern wall.
What the fuck is that?
Is it a bug?
I can't see shit from back here, but I hear it.
Guys, we're gonna move. Just be real slow. Maybe it doesn't focus on us if we move fast slowly.
Ah, shit. So, okay. Go first. Have fun.
I'm gonna walk and then I'm gonna be real slow against the wall.
Give me a stealth roll. And anyone who is looking to move in a stealthily fashion, following Sam, also give me a stealth roll.
Well, there's always the other option afterwards, I guess, right? Oh, this is not gonna go well. Oh no.
Alright, come on. Let's take a look at what we got here. So, for our stealth rolls, we have Dario with an 8. We have Sam with a 7. Caden with an 11. And Maxine with a 10.
Who left all these banana peels in the cave?
And Koji, I don't see a roll for you, so I imagine you are just puffing your chest.
Well, he's kind of in his own little world right now, visibly. So he's not really puffing his chest. He's keeping obnoxiously close to Sam.
Okay. Now, everyone can proceed, and Sam, where are you looking ahead as you hug the wall, trying to minimize some noise here?
As far across from the room from this creature.
All right, take a step. And now, hopefully I had configured this properly so you guys don't see everything I'm rolling.
Yeah, we don't see it.
Oh, haven't done it yet.
It's working perfectly.
Let's try that. Private. Oh. All right. Sam, as you make your way forward, the movement of your light shines across the room from the one creature that you see, and in the far distance you will spot something else on the opposite end of the cavern. And upon moving the light source back to the prior creature, the one that you had spotted first, you're going to realize that the creature... Oops. Not both of them. The creature is not where it last was.
Shite. Guys, you guys see it move? It's gone.
I haven't seen it yet, so...
You're gonna have to be a little bit descriptive. We can't really see back here very well.
Well, there was one on my right. I turned briefly to look on the one on the left now, and the one on the right is gone.
I got the shivers. I literally got the shivers in real life. Yeah. check above you? I can't see. I'm in the back.
Look,
Hey.
you want me to look up? Okay, I'll look up.
Please tell me it's like a face hugger. Just gets right in the...
Sam, I'm going to have you give me another perception as you specifically look up. And Caden, while Sam is rolling, Caden, you in a slight panic. Your voice actually kind of echoes throughout the cavern. Maxine, you kind of lagging a little bit behind the group. It's fairly obvious that the group is not being as quiet as you would hope them to be. And from further ahead, you hear that clittering sound seeming to get more frequent. And Sam, with your very nice roll of 17 for a result of 19, you look up. And above you, about 15 feet on the cavern wall, is some form of insectoid that seems to have made its way closer. The kind of bulbous abdomen that has these kind of glowing eyes that reflect in your suit light, looking down at you.
Oh, fuck. Everyone get out of that hallway now.
We're
Which-
stuck behind you. You gotta move, man.
Where is Sam trying to go?
Still trying to stay away from each one of these things as I see them. Try to get as much space between, away from these guys.
Okay. While you make a couple of steps ahead, I'm going to have you guys stop soon. So once you've made your movement behind Sam, go ahead and pause for a moment. The creature currently is not making any aggressive movements. It seems to almost be the bulbous abdomen seems to almost be following the group as they leave this tunnel. Oof.
Uh-oh.
The creature, still about 15 foot up, has not moved, and instead simply idles there and doesn't appear to be making much movement.
Ugh. I don't like this thing.
Hopefully the big ones are just as scary as they appear.
I
They
guess I'll
don't do
just
much.
step out. I was holding off, but I guess I'll step out into the back here.
I do my best as I walk over, not to walk on top of the remains that Sam had walked over earlier, to be hopefully a little bit respectful, as to not cause any more noise.
Okay.
I have curiosity. What does this room look like? Is it covered in like webs, just barricade? What's it look like?
Yeah, it's pretty bare cave. There is, let's see here. So the cavern itself is relatively clean and kind of a rock formation. Some kind of a it does look natural, but it does appear to be almost molded in places. And these creatures, the way that they kind of traverse these walls, you get the feeling that this must be their home, or at least they're making it their home. And there's no visible web-like substance. However, there does seem to be, as you pay a bit of attention to it, some glistening kind of purplish red that reflects almost like in veins that, or mineral formations that, what's the word? There's a word for like that, like lightning arc. So maybe it like arcs through the stone surfaces.
Like
that
a
you notice.
spiderweb crack?
Sure, it probably will be kind of spreading out like a web, but it doesn't form your traditional kind of spider web look. It is also, again, within the rocks, and it doesn't seem to be any sort of web substance that is on the exterior. Koji, you
Yes,
in
sir?
particular, as you step into the kind of larger opening here, give me a choice of survival or perception with disadvantage. Normal survival or perception disadvantage.
I'll do perception disadvantage. God damn.
Oh, damn. That's too bad. But with your roll of a 9 for a result of 10, Koji, you feel unusually... You're feeling good. Perhaps it is just the Psycho G that you took before departing the shuttle, but there's something about this cavern that is almost comforting, which, take it as you will.
Yeah, that seems like a nice place.
And upon the party slowly making its moves, as Koji, you closely follow behind Sam, the creature descends 10 feet and is now against the wall, 5 feet off the ground, much closer to the rest of you than at least Caden you'd probably like to be.
Mm-hmm.
But it has not made a move against you. Instead, it seems to be very curious at the initial group that has passed through the tunnel.
Hey, just think about when we crash landed here, we destroyed its nest.
Yeah, what did the room we landed in look like? It was just bare, like completely
Same,
bare, right?
same, yeah. If anything, the walls, it was a bit difficult because of the siren kind of light that kind of strobed from the shuttlecraft, as well as a few fires that were kind of towards the front of the craft itself as well, illuminating the area. But from the crash site, it just looked like an interior cave wall. It didn't look like anything fancy. And it's not until you kind of enter into the darkness of the caverns ahead with the light kind of reflecting off of various materials and in some cases creatures that you really begin to notice that there's some intricacy of, you're not even sure if it's a material or a substance or something from these creatures. It's a bit unclear what these markings and these veins that seem to, again, if you've ever seen like a mineral formation on the side of a wall or a side of a cave wall, and the kind of glittering of quartz or whatever it is that's smashed into it, it's the kind of similar vibe, but in a more of a vibrant hue.
I don't think that was their nest previously. I think it was just a cave. Can we keep moving? I don't like being here.
You all continue to move.
We're gonna get ambushed so bad.
As you continue to make your way, I'm going to pause here. The creature that had come closer down to the surface, or not the surface, but the ground level, finally does touch down and kind of proceeds to keep its distance from the group, but does seem to approach slowly. Sam, leading the group, you will also begin to spot in the distance. Oh, come on. Some of these controls in Foundry are a little frustrating to use, but Sam, you will spot up ahead yet another creature that begins to kind of clatter out of the cave wall and begins to lower itself to the ground level. Below you, you also see another one that kind of positions a little bit closer as well. But at the moment, again, these creatures seem to be keeping distance.
Oh, I guess we can go. I don't like this, guys, but we can keep going.
Yeah, I think if we mind our way, hopefully we can just pass by them without any trouble.
Give me an idea of where everyone is focusing their attention at the moment.
Specifically on Sam.
I'm looking a little bit more towards the, I guess if we're looking here, the one that's closest to me on my right.
Okay.
Front ahead, right.
Leading the group, I'm looking straight ahead.
I'm watching Koji's back.
All right. Dario, you in particular are going to notice something. And for this, I'm going to have you give me a perception or a nature roll, your call. Perception. Roll of 14, result 17. Very nice. Dario, you're going to spot a detail that the creature that the group first spotted above you all doesn't seem to be directing any attention your way. In fact, now that you notice it, both creatures that you are able to see, I believe you can see both. Yes. Yeah. Both creatures that you can see seem to be a bit more fixated on the bunched up group up ahead.
Fellas, make sure you're very careful. I think they got their eyes on you. Gotta be very, very wise about your movements.
Do they have 8 eyes like I suspect?
You actually have a hard time noticing if they even have eyes, frankly. If you would like to give me a... I don't want to keep making you guys roll perception, but if you roll me a perception or a nature roll, you can try to discern.
Let's see. Where's my buttons? No.
One winks at you.
I think it's hitting on me. Oh, I do not know.
Oh no.
Yeah, as far as you're concerned, this is actually giving you flashbacks to some dreams that you had once upon a time. And as far as your memory, or at least what you see in your mind of what these creatures are within the kind of damp lighting that you have available to you, they have no eyes. In fact, these creatures, which, let me double check if I had imported the full page here.
They're deaf. They use blinds, not deaf. They're deaf. That's the wrong sensory. They're blind. He said it even. I could figure it out.
Okay. I'm going to update an image here. One moment. And share with you all a little bit of a larger image of what you see up ahead. This is what you see in your mind. And this is ultimately what these creatures appear to be. They definitely seem to be some form of an insectoid as far as you can discern. Their abdomen has a couple of spots that make the overall shape of it almost look like the head of a giant snake. And where you would expect a typical arachnid head or set of eyes to be, or in mandibles, instead you see almost like a gaping void of flesh and a little like alien mouth that seems to kind of come out almost like a snake tongue, though the ends of it appear to be quite sharp as opposed to tongue-like.
This dream of mine, do I remember anything about them from it other than like anything to do with what or how they might act?
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Not bad, not bad. You do recall a few things as your thoughts race. The creatures themselves actually are, you almost think of them as insignificant, recalling your dreams. However, as terrifying as you recall them to be, simply swarming and consuming everything that they come across, there's something more sinister that you recall as you think upon the dream. something at the
Not
center, something at the center of this mass of creatures that in an impossible way that swarms around in the inside of your nightmares, just never ending in this swarm of consumption. But at the center, something dark, something black, something with tendrils that seem to, you're not sure if it's like a leash that is attached to each of these creatures, and there's thousands of them as you recall your dream, but perhaps tendrils that are of control, perhaps. You're not quite sure, but something at the center that beats with the onslaught of these creatures.
They're like a hive mind or something. Oh boy. Okay, if we can get out of here without fighting things, it'd be very good, guys. Because I doubt there's only 3 of them.
But
they're usually not in this small of numbers.
as you slowly move ahead, trying your best to not disturb them, all right, let's get the rest of the group to where Sam roughly is, and the creatures are also going to be moving as well. And
Oh boy.
one here, one here. Actually, no,
Oh,
this
it's
one
not
just
gonna
comes
be good.
down. And this one also moves a little bit closer. If you'd like to adjust yourselves 5 feet with the position of the creatures, you're welcome to.
Ugh. No, not there. Not there. I do not want to be there.
Careful, you don't want to pet it too close.
All right. As you all continue to make your way forward, Maxine, with
Swarmed in the back on her own.
with your perceptiveness, you're going to notice a few things. At the moment, you easily spot 3 creatures. And all 3 of them seem to be more focused on the group up ahead. Again, part of you perhaps questions if these creatures have even noticed your presence. You also can give me a perception roll with disadvantage.
Sounds good.
Okay, that's actually just fine. Maxine, you're gonna spot something that the other party's members seem to have just simply walked past, and to the south, you spot what appears to be some kind of a tunnel. And you... Oh, did I not? Okay, one moment. I have to update this image as well. Behind the creature to the south.
There's a tunnel, isn't there?
So yeah, behind this creature here, as you keep an eye out for the one that is next to you that seems to be beginning to make its way up against the wall face again and trying to stick with the group that's ahead of you. And as the creature below you moves kind of out of the way and is no longer blocking what appears to be another entrance down below. And what you see, Maxine, is interesting because the opening looks roughly as follows within the light of the cavern. It seems to be that there are almost floral or mineral-like substances that are growing out around the walls and the surfaces of this tunnel. And speaking of which, Sam and Caden, you also spot very similar material in much greater density up ahead in the forward direction.
Guys, See that up ahead? It's in purple. Some sort of mineral. Maybe we could help ourselves. Maybe take some of this back. Maybe it's worth something.
Do we want to fight them for it? I don't think they're gonna like us taking the shit. As far
You
as
think-
I'm
You think these things know the value of minerals?
No, as far as I'm concerned, everything in this cave belongs to them, and I just want to leave. They can have it.
I'm not against
Maybe-
leaving. I just think we fill up a bit of our pockets on the way.
Those are spider crystals. The spiders on those crystals, and if you want them, we have to fight. I don't care if they might not, but I ain't fighting spiders for no crystals.
You all
Maybe they
can
are the crystals.
you all continue to kind of chatter as you make your way forward, and these creatures, the one that you had all passed, actually gets up real close behind you all. But again, doesn't seem to do anything.
Am I able to like get a picture of what's down that that pathway that I saw to the south? Like, do I have like a camera on my Omni situation?
You'd like to just make a record of it, is this kind of what I'm hearing? Or
Yeah.
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 You can absolutely do this. So you want to take a kind of an image of the entrance to that tunnel with the bloom of sorts that surrounded it.
Yes.
Okay. Make that happen. You're able to do so fairly easily. You're well equipped to do it. And I will share the image with you later.
Sounds good.
Okay. Sam, up ahead, and Koji, the more forward that you proceed, the better, the more relaxed you seem to feel. And Sam, up ahead, you see more of those creatures, and these appear to be positioning themselves in a way that kind of prevents you from making a whole lot of progress. You can see that there seems to be a slight opening a bit to your right and to your left up ahead, though you can't quite make out each fully just yet. But two of these creatures seem to have emerged from each side and seem to be posturing themselves in a almost oddly royal guardish kind of manner, where they position themselves to where they currently are and just almost freeze entirely. And these two up ahead are slightly bigger than the three that surround the group.
We'd walk up to the one in front of me, and I look at it, and I say, "Oh, hello, you scary, big, disgusting fucking creature.
Oh,
I'd like to get across here."
yeah,
If you
let's insult them when we
excuse me.
talk to them. Sam, that's a good idea.
And I will try to inch across around the corner between it and the corner.
Okay. As you approach, take 5 feet. Take a 5-foot step back. Yeah. As you approach and take 1 step closer, the creature directly in front of you raises one of its appendages and slams the tip of it into the ground, which creates a not quite a crater, but it breaks the ground underneath its weight. And it slowly raises it and postures itself in the same position it was before.
I don't think it wants us to go this way.
I half cock my face and I talk to the group. You think that means a no?
Yes. I mean,
Maybe-
no. I mean, I think it means no.
Maybe you just didn't say the right password, Sam.
What do you think I should have said?
No, more click, 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 probably, but it's no good point now. I think our cover's blown. I think they know we don't belong.
Oh, then I guess we get ready for the fight. I take my hammer out.
No, not here. We are not
Hold
fighting
on.
in the middle of this fucking room.
Yeah, I think we could take him.
Koji,
We are
Another
currently surrounded.
Koji, as you also, again, closely are following Sam and kind of fixated on Sam, you're feeling very comfortable. And following Sam feels like a great idea. But the closer you get, and this creature up ahead seems to be in your way, but you feel like you can smell the seas of Akiyama up ahead.
The way I see it is, we got two directions to go. We can go back, hide in our ship, wait till we died, or we can go forward and go
Oh,
with
I'm
this.
just saying
We
we
gotta
don't
smash one
fight
of
in the
these
middle of this
things.
room. We are literally in the center of like 6 of them. If we're gonna fight, we should put a wall to our back.
You need to stop shouting. There's a path back here.
Where? In the back? How'd we miss that?
Too busy staring at the giant ass spiders, crabs, whatever they are.
Might we recommend maybe for you to step back slowly, all of us, and maybe try to go around the other way, not to disturb our friends
Guess
here.
I'll try. Hopefully, I don't get eaten.
I don't know, guys. I think there's a way out ahead.
Yeah, again, I'm not opposed to fighting, but not in the center of the room while we're currently surrounded. Let's just back up for a second, see what this other tunnel is, and then make a decision that doesn't involve us maybe dying.
Yeah. What do you think, little guy?
Well, I think they're just bugs. I think we could take them, but if there's another room and not get bug blood all over us, sure. Let's
Just
head back
bugs?
slowly.
Do you have 4-foot tall bugs where you come from?
Oh, I've seen worse.
To be fair, it's pretty normal on this planet, but do you have 4-foot bugs where you come from?
Yeah, and larger ones.
Oh. Okay, that took the wind out of my sails. I kind of thought that was an unusual occurrence.
I would like to just get my rifle ready and back up to a wall here.
Koji, as you retrace your steps as the others are, you hear something almost like someone tugging on a fishing rod at the back of your mind. Child of the Blossom, why are you here?
Who said that?
We didn't hear anything, right?
No one else heard anything, and Koji is he's been acting weird.
No one said anything, Koji.
I gotta get information on this planet.
It's called Aurora Green. It's a living nightmare. You're up to date. That's about all there is to know about it.
You shut up. I'm not talking to you. What's He's gonna kind of like crouch down towards the creatures. Are you guys talking to me?
The creatures in front of you don't move, but the creatures around the party are continuing to kind of posture themselves right around there. And Koji, you don't get a response. But the creature that had originally deterred Sam's advances instead takes a half step back.
Huh.
Koji? You coming back?
I don't know, guys. I think we're good.
Oh. Well, this will be a first for me to ever find somebody that can speak with these. But I think they seem to like you, so I guess we'll follow.
Before everyone moves, Koji, I need you to make a decision. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go down that hallway
All right.
to the south.
The one at the front, though, right?
And the rest of you, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna follow Koji.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, okay, we're going, I guess.
All right. Koji, make move 10 feet forward, and everyone else can move in a moment. But as soon as Koji goes around the creature up ahead, you all begin to kind of follow suit. The creatures above and below you don't really seem to move. However, they also seem to, well, they don't move. And the one that had taken that step back, Sam, as you get closer, positions itself right back where it was.
Koji, you
Did I notice that, or is that just kind of? Am I like dead set in my ways right
Entranced.
now?
Give me a wisdom saving throw. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Koji, you, in the back of your mind, do seem to notice that the creature had moved. However, at the same time, up ahead, you not only notice a bit of a glow, a light that seems to shine from up ahead, but you also notice that there's a scent in the air, and the scent reminds you of your mother.
I'm gonna kind of regretfully take my eyes off the center of the room and look back at the bug. Nah, it's cool. They're with me, I think. Seem to be friends. Kind of like pat him on the back a little bit.
As Koji, I'm going to have you give me an animal handling roll with advantage. Okay. It surprises all of you as Koji seems to be talking nonsense as far as all of you can come to conclusions.
Like English?
No, like his actions and the situation are not making any sense. Yeah. And on top of that, Koji actually turns around and touches that creature that a moment ago seemed to bear some hostility when Sam had approached. And the creature doesn't move a hair when this happens. It simply stands there watching the rest of you as all of the spiders now do.
I'm not liking this, guys.
And Koji, yeah, no retaliation, no nothing. However, this warmth, this glow that is now at your back seems to call at you.
It was worth a shot. I don't really know him that well anyway.
All right,
Whoa,
Koji.
whoa, Koji. Hey, big fella, big bug. You can get out of the way.
The insects don't move.
I take one step closer as I try to walk around it.
All right. We're going to pause there for a second as Sam, when you try to approach, the creatures do not budge. And if you take a step closer to them, the one that you take the step towards will once again raise an arm in protest and strike the ground in front of it, almost as if marking its territory. And we're going to take a quick pause from the group as...
Pee on it, mark your territory.
Koji, when you enter this section of the kind of cavern network here, you are going to see... Oh, wrong interface. You are going to see something that I'm going to show everyone just so my camera can pick it up, but only Koji sees what he has just walked into the midst of. It appears to be somewhat well lit by this just overgrown mass of what almost looks like flowers. And not just any flowers, but it bears a striking resemblance to something that you are familiar with on the Akiyama homeworld. And for a brief moment, you wonder, why is this here? But in the back at the center, you see a creature that doesn't resemble the others that you've seen thus far. And surrounding the cavern wall in this area, you see many smaller variants of those insectoid creatures chittering about, and some of which actually seem to be, with a cursory glance, tending to the flowers that are blossomed and emitting this kind of warm, welcoming light within this room.
What the hell? I thought we only had this stuff on Akiyama.
Can we still hear him talking, or is he like out of earshot?
You guys have lost sight of Koji, and Koji is currently experiencing something. But the creature, the object that you see kind of, what's the word, suspended, seems to have these black tendrils that are tying itself to the kind of cavern walls, and the little creatures seem to be climbing up and about and around not only the blossoming, the bloom around the cavern, but the wall face, as well as up and down these tendrils that it's difficult to tell if they are solid or if they are, what's the word? The material that they're made out of. And two larger creatures, larger than the ones that seem to have been blocking the way a moment ago, kind of show up from the cave walls and seem to be keeping a bit of a distance between you and this creature that almost looks humanoid now that your eyes kind of adjust to the room.
Were you the one talking to me?
You don't hear a response from it. And the creatures around you seem to continue just going about their duties. Duties. I'm going to give you a second here as we focus back to the group, but it's been a few seconds, and Koji kind of continued forward and hasn't returned and hasn't really made any significant noise as far as the group is concerned. What are the rest of you doing as these creatures seem to have moved themselves in a way where they're kind of keeping an eye out on you almost? I'm gonna put him right here.
I want to go a little bit, I guess, down the path towards the entrance that Maxine had seen, just to look around, just to see if I see anything of notice to find.
Can you ping where you're referring to?
Sure.
Okay. You can go ahead and take a few steps, and actually the rest of the party, if you'd like to make a couple of steps, you're welcome to. But Dario, as you look about and try to find, perhaps maybe get an eye on what Maxine was referring to, you will also then easily be able to spot with your vision that there does appear, if you were to move a little bit closer, an entrance of sorts that leads to, you're not really sure where, but now that you've had a chance to look at this entrance, you can't say it looks to be the most welcoming, as intriguing as it is.
As I look at it, does it look like the like an entrance to like the outside world, or like to like another world?
From what you can tell, it looks like a dark tunnel, and you don't spot any light coming through the tunnel, so either it is a dead end or it opens some distance away to somewhere else. You're unclear. However, when you had exited the shuttle, you guys all heard a little bit of wind in addition to kind of the sounds of fluids dripping and the clitter clatter of what you now know are these kind of insectoid creatures. Dario, go ahead and position yourself to where you would be currently, because I think you would have moved by now.
Yeah, it looks like the game is paused.
Oh, my bad. Thank you.
No.
There you go. Yeah. So, as you approach closer, give me a survival roll. Oh, so close. The information doesn't really change as far as Dario is concerned. This could lead to something, but there's no immediate indication of what might lie on the other side. The bloom that you see kind of surrounding it does indicate possibly that there's the movement of some kind of like, what's the word, microorganisms in some form or another, whether it be through the flow of water, the flow of wind, or on the backs of creatures. You're unsure, but you have some cursory knowledge of how life is formed through your homeworld experiences, but it's at a very surface level, and yeah, you don't really get a whole lot of information just with the immediate visuals that you're able to spot.
I look towards Maxine. What do you think? You think it's anything scary we should be wary of?
We should be worried of everything here, but we need to find a way to get to Koji.
True. Yeah, I just thought it was very interesting how we see this little, I don't want to say a portal or an entrance to somewhere. Doesn't necessarily mean, well, at least if things go sour, I would say at least it's a way to be able to escape. Just to keep in mind.
Yeah, it's good to keep in mind. But
one thing you'll notice about me is I like to keep my eyes open for ways to get out, just in case things go a little sour.
Chance.
But yeah, Dario just is looking around, kind of kicking the dust on the floor, just trying to wait patiently until Koji hopefully comes back.
Before we switch back to Koji, what's Sam up to?
Kaden, I'm sorry, my friend. I know you don't want to get in a fight here, but I don't think we can leave Koji back there on his own.
I didn't disagree with that. I just said not in the middle of the room. We are surrounded on 4 sides currently.
As the party kind of thinks about what they will be either needing to or what their contingency plans may be, Koji, now that you're back, when you call out to this thing, you didn't get a response, but you almost feel urged to get closer.
Cool, because my next course of action was to try and touch it.
As you take that
Your
step,
Finding Nemo movie.
as you take that step forward, the two large, what you can only think to be guards at this point, look visibly uneasy at your approach. And one actually goes to raise its appendage and looks like it might try to hit you. And with a sting that seems to penetrate through your skull, like someone just shot a needle gun into your skull, something passes through and the creature recoils back and kind of adopts a almost submissive posture.
Fuck, that hurt. Oh.
Do we hear Koji scream or talk from far away?
For those who would like to attempt to hear that, I'm going to have you make a perception roll. And anyone that is further behind Sam, you're going to make it with disadvantage. Oh, very nice. All right. Sam. Okay, so Sam and Caden, you guys will hear the protest of Koji in echoing through the walls, and your immediate thought is that for Sam, you think he's in danger. Caden, you think he's probably gonna die.
I don't associate with danger, like he's dead already.
Dario, you will hear it, but you can't quite make out what was said. And Maxine, perhaps it's just you're standing in the most acoustically acceptable position, but you hear it almost perfectly, like unusually perfectly. But Koji,
Okay.
before we go back to the party, Koji, what are you doing?
I'm still gonna try and touch it.
All right. As you get close enough to be within arm reach, you find that the object itself, though resembling kind of humanoid in nature, seems to be almost arachnid, like a fusion of arachnid's abdomen and the upper torso of a humanoid. Its features do seem to curve in almost a feminine fashion. However, once you get close enough and the smaller creatures kind of disperse around your steps through the field of this red flower field, you notice that the creature ahead of you seems to be encompassed in a black and white, almost cocoon-like substance. And as soon as your hand makes contact with this casing, you hear a voice in your mind that says, "Why are you here, Blossom Child?"
I fucked up. Need to make up for it.
You are different from my other children. Have you come to protect me?
I've come to learn about this place. I need to get the information back, but if you can tell me shit, then I guess so, yeah.
Tell you shit? I do not understand.
Like, I don't know, I came to learn about the planet. There's something going on here with, Dynasty, I want to say.
I do not know what goes on outside these walls. I have grown here, protected my kind. We changed some time ago. I do not know why, but I am here now, and my children protect me. I felt a disturbance in my home. Was that you?
Maybe? I know
Maybe.
I shot up a little bit ago, but I really don't know. How long ago was it?
Moments. Shot up. What does this mean?
Oh, he's gonna kind of like kneel down and open up his duffel bag, pull out some Psycho G. Yeah, this. It's a hallucinogen. Makes me feel good. Hit stuff harder too sometimes. Got some weird powers from it.
Upon pulling out a vial, the creatures around you all seem to, the smaller ones especially, seem to almost recoil and suddenly disperse away from the exposed substance. The larger ones continue to kind of prostrate themselves in this almost submissive fashion that now is being mimicked by all the larger creatures that are in the immediate vicinity. And once again, the voice. This resembles our substance. What? How? And almost, you don't see eyes on this cocoon, but you feel as though something almost ethereal is in front of you, almost like the touch of a gentle breeze that relaxes you atop a hillside as it blows up from the oceans back home. And this essence approaches you and almost inquisitively seems to be fixated on what you're holding.
He's kind of like looking at it inquisitively. What do you want with it?
I do not want it. It is similar, but tainted. And that presence that you felt a moment ago seems to pull away. Put it away. I do not wish to see it.
Alright. He's gonna kind of toss it back in his bag and zip it up again. Put it back on his back.
You are strange. You are both my child and not. This is difficult.
What do you mean, your child? I don't really look like you.
I sense our kind within you. And Koji, this thing seems to be speaking in ways that just are completely going over your head. You have very little clue as far as what it might be talking about, what it seems to see in you. Now that some time has passed, you're also kind of just wondering, it's like, should you even be here? It's all very unreal.
Can you like drop the metaphors? Tired of that shit. Don't talk like you're above me. Who the fuck you think you are?
You don't get anything in response, but instead you almost you get a vision, not a vision, a memory that almost the look your father gave you before you had departed Akiyama is the vibe that you suddenly are almost assaulted with by the cocoon. But it doesn't give you the satisfaction of a response.
Oh, what, you too fucking good for me now? Alright, yeah, I see how it is. I see how the fuck it is. I'm gonna start walking back. Hey guys, they're trying to fucking fight me.
Huh?
Oh,
Everything's been pretty calm back here.
For the rest of you, as Koji's voice, as you look around and try to decide what to do, Koji begins to raise his voice, and you hear kind of the rough echoes of what he may have been saying. And suddenly he comes storming back around the corner, and the creatures don't seem to react to his movement. Almost like they don't even notice Koji.
hearing that,
What?
I take the step forward, and as this spider thing stomps its foot in front of me in the ground again, I look at it and I say, "You should watch where you step."
Oh no.
And I'm gonna take my hammer and swing down on its foot.
No!
All right.
I feel like Kate in the movie, like watching it happen slow. Like, no, he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. He's doing it. Fuck.
All right. So we're going to try this out. We got our new combat tracker.
I'm dead center of the fucking room. Oh boy.
I am so sorry.
Okay. And
Oh, that's great.
has the combat tracker appeared for you all?
There's something in the top corner. Is that what you mean?
No. So on the left in the nav bar, you should see a carousel.
Oh, yeah. It gives
Yeah.
you a little bar at the
Yeah.
top. And it
Go
shows you
ahead and open that up, and we have now a little combat tracker. And if you mouse over your portrait, you should also have the ability to select a little dice that should roll your initiative for you.
Oh, wow.
Click the
fuck,
roll,
okay.
we'll do it. Let's do that.
Why are there decimals?
That
That's
It's,
not no one else's dice.
the decimals are something that I enabled, which is to account for your dexterity modifier. And
It's a tiebreaker.
it's curious that they are using some interesting decimal system here, but yeah, it should be dependent. If you should have a higher decimal if it say you have like a +2 or +3 to your dex.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
I think specifically the decimal is based on your full dexterity score instead of your modifier.
Ah, interesting. That would make sense. All right, very cool.
That makes a lot more sense all of a sudden.
Yes. All right, and then let me also enable this for one of the creatures, as the creatures will, at the moment, be all moving on their own. Hopefully that rolls privately. Yes, awesome. All right. Sam, you took the first action, so you will get a round of surprise attack as you approach the creature. It goes to raise its arm, but you moved forward with intent. As what do you do?
Well, normally it stomps its foot into the ground
Yep.
and to stop me. And while its foot is on the ground, I take my warhammer and I swing it right down on it.
Okay. And you're referring to this one here, right?
Correct.
Okay. Gonna have to get used to all these new overlays, pop-ups. All right. That will hit as you go to strike the creature, and as soon as you deal damage, 8 points, very nice. As soon as you deal damage to said creature, Caden, Maxine, Dario, you all suddenly hear and see the creatures begin to become restless. And you hear an inhuman screeching sound that seems to come from up ahead where Sam is roughly still at. And Caden, you, as you explained, saw in slow motion as Sam proceeded to strike the creature. Koji, you on the other hand, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw once again.
Oh, me? Caden, you said?
Koji, I think I said.
Oh, Koji, sorry.
Okay. Koji, I am going to need you to take 3 points of psychic damage as the strike against the creature, almost as if Sam had just struck you as you saw Sam make the strike against the creature. It feels like you just got hit with an instant migraine that seems to dissipate swiftly after, but something you feel rolls throughout the cavern as you begin to feel not just the creatures up ahead, but the pathway behind you blocked off by one of the creatures that was standing there. And things begin to swim within your head as if there is a storm that is brewing, but it's localized at the back of your mind. It's an experience that Koji oftentimes wishes he could get away from.
He's gonna let out a very sharp cry of pain. Fuck! Ah!
And with that, combat will begin. And after Sam's initial attack, Maxine, you top the list. You see that the creatures have begun to become active, and with your quick perception, you spot up ahead that Sam has engaged in one of the creatures.
Fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and focus on that same one there. And I would like to take a shot at it with my marksman rifle.
Okay. You said same creature.
Yes.
Okay. That will hit. Yep. And then, very nice. So in total, we're looking at 11 damage. Very nice. 18 to hit, 11 to hurt it. So let's see here. The creature. Did you guys see damage numbers, or what was that? What did I just see?
Damage
See a
numbers.
damage number, yeah.
Okay. And you see a little red dot on the top left.
Yep, that dot
Yes.
is from me targeting it.
Ah,
If
very
you
interesting.
mouse over it and hit the T key, it will target things.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. I would like to eventually get it in a way where a lot of that is kind of automated with the damage tracker and such. But you go and take a shot, and Sam, right after you strike the creature with your hammer, which dealt a hefty blow, very satisfying blow.
I had my sneak attack to that.
Oh yeah,
I
don't
apologize
forget.
for interrupting, but I completely forgot about it. There you go.
Very nice. Immediately after your strike, almost a split second after, you suddenly hear the shot of a large rifle as something flies by, whizzes by you, and a big gaping hole appears in the creature up ahead. It's dead.
Fantastic. If I were to move back up to a wall, a corner, kind of away from things, does it seem like I would have an opportunity to try to lurk in the shadows a little bit to hide?
Considering how you've always been in the back of the group, sure. Give me go to move where you'd like to, and give me a bonus action to hide.
All right, we'll go ahead and using that, in case anyone was curious, to do a stealth check with the hide action.
Very nice. A result of 21 to hide. As far as you can tell, none of the creatures seem to be aware of not only the gunshot that you just made, but the movement, as well as once you've taken a more stealthy posture, it looks like the battlefield is in your hands.
Sounds good. That's going to be it for me.
Okay. Let's go ahead and move to our next member. Oh, come on. Which actually isn't a member at all. Instead, creatures will move. And Koji, you will, after that spike of pain that shot through you, the creatures behind you seem to have kind of formed up and created a barricade to the chamber that you were in a moment ago. The creature adjacent to Sam is going to approach Sam, stepping over the body of his bug friend, and the other excuse me excuse me. All right, and then the other two one will lunge from the wall, and Caden will be upon you.
Yeah.
The other will skitter around, and I need Caden, you're already being attacked, so give me a choice of odds or even.
Even. I mean odds. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Dario, one suddenly, quickly, swiftly, in a single motion, crawls around the cavern wall and finds you as it looks down and begins to kind of bear its claws your way. And then the last one will also kind of just hurl onto the ground and then in a couple quick strides barrel forward towards Sam, and they will now all attack. Can I do this multiple times? I guess I just have to do it this way. All right, so first off, we have Sam. You're getting attacked twice. That will likely hit, and the second creature will also likely hit. 24, 23. Those both hit, yes?
Yes.
All right. You're going to take damage from the one closest to you first. Hold up. Let me make sure I'm... Oh, I see what's happening. That should not be adding them together like that. Okay, that's a problem. All right. So for the first attack, you are going to be taking 7 points of damage. And for the second attack, oops, the one that is a bit behind you, you're going to take 6 points of damage. So that will be 13 in total.
That stings.
As they both go to swipe at you with their claws. Fortunately, your armor manages to protect you a little bit, but these are quite large creatures, and you are feeling the weight of their blow. All right. The two in the back, one will be going after Caden, and one will be going after Dario. We'll start with Caden, as one will make an attack roll.
My AC is 12.
Oof. Okay. 12 is the result. And the second... Oh, that's right. You guys can't see my GM rolls behind the screen here. I should probably get it so it's hidden in the chat so it's not cluttering up what you guys are rolling. But I will look into that next time. All right. And then Dario, what is your AC? You're going to get hit with a 16.
It's going to be 12 as well.
Okay. So you're both going to be taking this hit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start again with Caden.
Can't see that, so you have to tell me.
Yep. And this, Fortunate for you, as you saw a bad situation coming, you try your best to avoid the hits and only take 1 point of damage from a glancing blow.
1?
1.
Oh, okay.
And Dario, you, though nimble and a bit around the corner using the cover of the kind of surface of the wall, as much as that would help against a arachnid-like creature that chitters around the walls, you also take a bit more of a glancing hit rather than a direct hit, and only take 4 points of damage. All right. And that will conclude the immediate turn for these creatures. As next up, Koji.
All right, the first guy blocking the doorway to the south, he looks to be on the defensive, correct?
He absolutely looks to be on the defensive. Honestly, in the time that combat has happened, and your allies, your or at least the people that you're acquainted with, as they begin to get assaulted by these creatures, one of the creatures is flat out just keels over as you see a giant exit wound from a laser rifle, it looks like, blast through it. The creatures below you from the cavern that you had come from are not making any posture to approach you. They're not making any posture to be aggressive. However, they have collectively grouped up to kind of create a kind of protective, not really a barrier, but a barrier using their own flesh.
Okay, so given that, I'm going to target that guy. And is it possible for me to jump over this corpse?
I see what you're doing. Sorry, the markers are sometimes a little difficult with how zoomed out I am. But yes, the corpse itself is large, but jumping and clearing it will require acrobatics. If you simply want to just hike it, it will count as rough terrain.
Yeah, I meant hike it, I'm sorry.
Yep. So just double movement to traverse the what normally would be 10 feet. And how can I position the token to be behind players?
That's a really good question.
That is a
One
great
thing I
question.
haven't figured out yet.
Shoot. Let's see here. But yeah, Koji, while you can see your token, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll proceed. I'll have to figure out what to do about the layering here. But yes, what would Koji like to do as he...
All right, I'm gonna bonus action rage and then grab that guy by two of its like arms, I guess.
Okay.
Koji can get angrier?
All right, we're going to just remove the visibility for now. While he's in combat. Okay. Now, your rage, you're going to have to remind me, because I have not played as the type that you've chosen. Does your specialty stuff, does that trigger on the rage, or is that a separate action?
Give me 1 second. I believe it triggers on the action.
Okay. I have a feeling it does as well. So, here's the thing. If you go to the Tables tab, which looks like a little spreadsheet almost next to the journal, you should be able to see a category called Tables. And if you expand that, you should see one called Psycho G Surge.
Got it.
Okay. I couldn't find a way to give you the ability to roll without seeing the details, but I did make a pass to give you some flavoring here. And you should see a roll option at the bottom.
Yep.
Okay, try pushing that. Let's see if this goes through. Nice. All right. So Nice. I like that this is the first one that comes up. Very cool. So Koji, as he barrels forward and rages, Koji, your skin, for the first time in a long time, begins to turn a dark red color. And Sam, you being very close to Koji, will actually, it almost looks like he is being showered in blood, as it doesn't form uniformly. It seems to almost trickle out of his skin like sweat droplets, and in time, very quickly in time, covers his entirety. And once it does so, Koji, your skin begins to harden in a way, and you will gain the bonus of +1 to your AC, as well as resistance to non-magical energy type damage.
Non-magical and energy, or non-magical?
They're synonyms in this campaign.
Okay, heard.
Synonymous, that's the word. But yes, Koji is looking not only like an angry boy, he's looking a little Hellboyish.
Ooh, I like that. All right, so I am free to grapple this guy?
You sure can.
I guess I'm not.
Let's make sure that it also...
Contested, yes. We'll see.
Yeah. So it will contest as it tries to move its arms away from your grapple. And the weight of its size will prevent you from being able to effectively grapple it at this time.
Oh, you motherfucker. Now you're too good for me too!
And I believe
What can I do?
that ends your turn. Yep. All right. Next up, Sam.
Ooh, nice. You get to go twice. Surprise round.
Now we're in a proper brawl. I'll take my bonus action and drink this health injector. Or I guess, what do we have here? I can stab myself with it. I'll drink it.
Needle.
Did that work?
All right. So as a reminder, the health injectors, which to the party, if you haven't already added them to your character page, if you look in the backpack icon in the navigation at the top, you'll see a category called items, which I've begun to slowly populate, one of them being the health injector. So what you can do from here on out, if you don't have it on your character page, just drag it from there to your character page, and do not use the plutonium import if it prompts you, because that will default it back to the default information rather than the flavored information that I've changed it to.
Got it. I did not use the new one in there, so I'll swap it out after.
Yep, you're good. But you do heal 6 points from the looks of it.
Alright. Feeling a little better. I target this one in front of me to my left, and take my same Warhammer and just kind of from the bottom, I'm gonna swing it from the ground and just take it an uppercut swing right into its body.
Okay. Very nice. That will connect. All right. As you make this kind of upper motion to the underside, and you're attacking the same one that Koji was, right? With the yellow marker?
Correct. The
Yeah.
one on the left.
Yep. So you will deal a bit of damage, and though not the most powerful blow, you will notice and recognize that the creature seems to be a bit disoriented from that attack. But I believe that ends your turn.
That ends my turn. Yeah.
Okay. Next up is Dario.
All right. As I am now face to face with one of the creatures inside of the cave, I attempt to shoot it with my SMG at the one that's right here.
All right. Go ahead and take a shot.
Damn.
Nice. That will connect as you lay in a spray of bullets into this creature.
And do I press the damage?
Yeah, go ahead and click on damage next.
Thank you.
You've got an interesting roll here. What is this? D20 plus 2 plus 2 plus... I'm going to have to look into what what happened there. But... Okay. Yeah, so in a flurry of a few shots, you will deal 6 points as it breaks through its tough carapace, and you see this kind of reddish purple ichor that flies out of the wounds.
All right. It
Ooh.
isn't yeah, they're able to be hit. And then I am my turn.
Okay. And last but not least, Caden.
Okay, so they're all looking pretty healthy. Like, it looks like we're. How much danger does it seem like we're still in? It seems like they're all still pretty healthy. What remains, right?
At the moment, with the exception of the one that a shot had whizzed by from the back of the cave and literally obliterated one of them, they are looking pretty healthy. But yeah, they're looking pretty good right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast a spell. So this will be really interesting for Dario, because you're probably the only one who's really gonna see it. But I'm gonna basically center it on myself. It's 20. It's a 10-foot radius, so that's 10 feet total, or 20 feet total.
Okay.
So I should be able to get these three in it. 20 feet. There you go. Ah, it's not letting me. Whatever. Oh, there you go. 20 feet will still get all three, though. Should.
Okay.
And it's going to be... where to go? Spellbook. Wither and Blossom. They all have to make saves. And I select the creature, so no one who I don't want to take the damage has to make a save, so I'm not going to target myself, and I'm not going to target Dario. And to you, Dario, we won't really see it because we're in the darker anyways. The only one who had light was, I think, Sam, so it doesn't really get much darker, but the wind will kind of pick up around me, and I'm not looking at you, so you wouldn't see, but my eyes will start to shift colors, and everything will kind of start to wither around me, and they will take damage if they fail their save.
Okay, and you're saving through DC 13 con. Okay. Koji,
Yes, sir.
I need you to also make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, that's not good.
Okay. And con.
You should be able to select the tokens and then just hit the Constitution saving throw button in his spell there. To
That
roll them all.
would be very nifty. Let's do it.
Sure is.
Amazing.
And then I should be able to do this and roll the damage. 7 damage if they fail.
Okay.
And it's half if they pass occasionally, I think.
Koji, you are going to take 3 points as 2 of the creatures, actually, sorry, you're going to take 4 points as 2 of the creatures kind of squeal out as the effect that Caden unleashed takes hold. And to many of you who are able to witness this, what you see goes against some of the logic that you've been raised to understand, and part of you wonders what Caden just did. But let me see.
It's a more subtle spell than some of the stuff I have, like throwing fireballs. So,
So here's a question for you, Sean. When I select multiple tokens to do that, how do I know which rolls for which token if they all have the same name?
That's a good question.
All right, we're just gonna go clockwise.
I didn't even think about that.
We're just gonna go clockwise. All right, so you failed. You succeeded. And you guys are, in fact, seeing damage numbers from what I can tell.
no, are we?
Yeah, look on the tokens. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
they
see.
temporarily pop
Gotcha.
up.
I want to get it to a point where you guys can see the rough estimate of their health, but not the actual numerics, right? So you can kind of get a gauge for it.
There wasn't a way on like the other ones where it's like a certain color at a certain range kind of thing. Is that what you're thinking?
Foundry has some options. I'll be working on it offline. But yes, the attack is relatively successful. The one that is between you and Dario kind of recoils a bit, and actually this one was skittering on the walls, so this one actually will... Oh gosh, which one is the prone icon? But it will fall from its perch against the wall and fall prone.
Oh, they all probably start screeching too. I imagine it's not pleasant.
Yep, absolutely. And that screeching, Koji, again, almost like a needle, kind of goes through your skull and out the other side. And if it wasn't for your rage, you may have noticed. All right. Caden, anything further?
I am going to quicken spell. So using my meta magics, and I'm gonna magic armor myself because I feel like they're gonna attack me. So as a bonus action.
Now remind me, can meta magic still bypass the one cantrip, one spell restriction in D&D?
I think it can. I think that's kind of the point.
You would still have to be within the cantrip situation, I think.
I think so as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so you could bonus action a spell and still cast a cantrip, which is what's really nice about it. But I don't think it allows you to cast 2 spells in one turn.
Okay, I will not do that then.
But if anyone in the audience, thank you all for joining us on this adventure again. But if anyone knows, do drop it in the chat. We will be keeping an eye on it. All right.
So, I guess actually I could back away. I guess that thing would get a swing at me, but
it's gonna, because you had, and it goes to strike at you. A result of 14.
That is.
It does, okay. And you will take, again, it's rolling more than I want it to. Wow, you're getting so lucky today. You get also another very glancing just scratch as you take 1 damage as you kind of leap out of the way or quickly move out of the way.
Okay. This one also would get a swing at me, but it has disadvantage because it's prone.
That one is not going to make an attack because it had just fallen prone.
Back over here. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna go back here.
Okay.
That ends my turn.
All right. Top of the tracker, Maxine.
All right. I would like to just line up a shot on this bug here.
I'm doing
and
my
take a shot at
part.
it with my marksman rifle. Nice. Would I be rolling with advantage on this attack for being hidden?
Yeah, you sure will. And don't forget your sneak attack. Oof. Oof.
Oh my god.
I saw that roll, dude.
Ah.
But that will connect.
All right. So I'll just throw the sneak attack in the bonus for the damage roll here. Total of 15 damage on that guy.
Very nice.
Good at one thing.
Killing bugs.
And I just want to keep myself moving and hidden. So I would like to just kind of duck up here. Yeah, I think that's as far as I'm gonna want to go.
Okay. Koji,
I would like to.
as you finished your grapple, or attempt of a grapple, and the creature kind of reels back with its weight on its hind legs, and it's about to go to attack you again, a shot blasts around a creature behind said creature, so the one back here, and strikes the abdomen of the one in front of you. Before I move the creatures, you will get to act before the one that you were engaged with, so remind me of that. And
Okay.
Maxine, go ahead and give me another stealth roll as you try to make your way into the shadows once again.
Absolutely.
Very nice. All right.
That'll be it for me.
Cool. Okay. Next up will be the creatures. And before, once again, the creature goes to attack Koji, this creature here will move to attack Sam. And the one that went prone will stand up. And the one that Caden you tried to run away from, that has been focusing on you, will, in large strides, head your direction. All right. Each of you guys are going to be able to, well, okay, we'll do the three that are not engaged with Koji. So first off, Sam. Let's see if one will go to strike at you and will miss its attack as you are now ready to fight. The one that goes to swing after Dario. Oh, I need to move him over one more. This one will also miss as it kind of shambles up and it's swinging its limbs wildly, and it's striking against the cavern wall. You hear as a shot above your head and crashes at the weight of its arm, and rocks kind of fly in the direction of Caden, but you manage to kind of hunker down and bob and weave and avoid all the hits that this thing tries to flurry your way. And Caden, I don't know what kind of EP stuff you're working on over there with all these add-on abilities, but you're going to get attacked by...
I was just looking at the different buttons that you could press.
Yeah, the effects are very cool if you guys haven't played with it yet. But you are also going to get attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say your AC was a 12?
Oh, correct.
Okay, this one will land. And you will take...
1 point of damage again?
Close. 3 points of damage, as this one a little bit deeper than the others. But Caden, I can't tell if you're running away intelligently or if you're running away in a panic, but it's working for you, so keep it up. All right, Koji, before this creature strikes at you again, as it went to go kind of rear its legs and strike once again, it was interrupted by Maxine's skillful shot, and you will get to make your move before it does.
All right, I'm gonna reckless attack. Or attempt to, as I pull back in an attempt to hit this thing with a giant haymaker.
That will connect.
All right, give me 1 second. All right, so that plus my strength mod is 5 damage.
Okay. Is that also including your rage damage?
That is not. I'm sorry. First time playing a barbarian, actually. So that's
Oh,
plus,
hell
yeah,
yeah.
+2. So that's 7 damage total.
All right. Your haymaker just crashes into the beast, and you actually cause its carapace to cave in slightly with just the blunt of the force as it's dead.
Too fucking good for me.
All right, we're going to hide that one too just to get your token back on the screen. All right. And because it's dead, it doesn't go. So we will be continuing with, well, Koji, now that it's dead, would you like to do anything else?
There's nothing else I can really do right now, so... Well, I'm gonna move closer to that one, and that'll be it.
Okay. Sam.
All right, I'm gonna click a button on my Warhammer, and the top of it starts to glow. Seems like it's heating up. And I cast Searing Smite on it. I show the ability without rolling it.
It should, when you click on
Just
it,
click
right?
it,
I don't think it auto rolls in Foundry like it does in Roll20. So yeah, try just linking it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then so I will attack with my Warhammer.
Okay.
See if I hit.
It sure does.
Alright, so I get to roll damage here, and then I also get to roll Searing Smite damage.
Oh.
Rough.
All right. An attempt was made. But yes, your red hot or white hot end of your hammer strikes into the creature. It cries out through the heat, but it seems to be a bit of a shallow hit once again, as the creature, though not looking well off, is still towering above now the two of you. Anything else?
And and my turn.
All right. Dario.
All right. So I take another shot at the creature in front of me that just attacked me. Again with my SMG.
Now, one thing to remember, we are still doing Thame combat rules with close proximity. So if you're adjacent to a creature, that adjacency, being kind of in the fray, will give you disadvantage on ranged attacks. Now, just because it's the first situation in this campaign, if you want to step away and risk an opportunity, I'll let you do that and add that movement before the attack roll.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, so I'll attempt to step away.
Okay. It is going to make an opportunity attack, however.
All right.
And remind me, your AC?
AC 12.
Okay. It is going to connect. And as you go to pepper it with bullets, the impact of your bullets will actually deter a strike that could have penetrated your arm and instead deterred it to the side, and you take 1 point of just a shallow scratch. But your attack roll from earlier will connect, and don't forget to move your token.
All right.
More than it'd have to be diagonal, so now you're adjacent to two of them. Yes,
Right.
correct.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep, just like that.
All right.
And for your damage, ooh, not too shabby. 7 points of damage.
Ah, you beast.
It still stands, but this one is not only looking a bit beat up, riddled with holes, but it also seems to be unable to stand properly as it kind of bambies about.
You beast, you'll be done soon enough.
Ending your turn.
And I end my turn.
Thank you. Caden.
Yes. Okay. So there's 3 left as far as I know, right?
As far as you can see,
I can see 2.
pretty sure you can see 1. Oh, with the light source in the distance.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you're correct.
So there's that 3rd one. Okay. So I guess I pick how obvious I want to be about this. We will. Is it worth it? Yeah, I'm going to. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to Twin Bolt, Chaos Bolt, and see what happens. Twin spell. And it's going to be a Chaos Bolt. So they each, I need an attack roll for each one.
Okay.
A 10. Oh, great.
Wow.
And
Which creature was this at again?
it was the 2 in front of me. They both missed. No way those hit.
Okay. You are correct, as both of their ACs will be higher.
And I'll just see what kind of light show I put on here. 2 and 5. So I'm gonna go with cold. So everything around me kind of chills, and the ground around them. I'm not sure if it would shoot something or if it would just be the ground around them frosts, but they don't take any damage.
Yeah, your frost actually will encase them temporarily, only for a split second, as they easily shake it off, and the ice that had encased them cracks in and shatters off of them, not dealing anything of significance to your eyes.
Just out of curiosity, do you think I would like throw a spell, or would it more just be like that area that I was aiming for just kind of frosts over? How would you say that would work? I'm just curious.
So with the flavoring of Horizon Exploration, frankly, and with Caden's circumstances, frankly, my question, and I was going to ask you earlier, but you went ahead and filled in the gaps. I was going to simply ask you a question of, how does Caden envision the spell to materialize? And so it could be
more
either.
Of like less of traveling and more of the effect in the area. So I'm not throwing like a bolt of lightning, just the area or frost.
Yeah, isn't that what I did?
The area, yeah.
Yeah. So if you want, that works as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
That's my turn. I missed everything.
Unfortunate,
Nice.
but the Chaos Bolt was an attempt, and an attempt was made, and the attempt was not quite enough. But top of the tracker, back up to Maxine, as things seem to be going all right further into the cave, at least from the light source around sand that you can spot. But there is one creature that seems to be pretty healthy, and it is the one closest to you, which you could hear, but you don't have clear vision of.
All right. So clearly the smart thing to do is just fire into the darkness and hope it's not one of my allies. Yeah, I'm gonna move up to where I was before to see if I can get a better line of sight on this thing, since I'm in the dark.
That little evasive maneuver. Go for it.
All right. I'd just like to kind of brace the rifle up against the wall here and take a shot very close at this bug.
Do it.
Would I still get the benefits of being hidden, or since I moved to that, negate that?
You already rolled stealth, and I believe I did a perception last turn, so you're good. Give me that advantage, and give me also your sneak attack. Oh, come on, click. All right. So your attack will absolutely hit. Damn, 2 19s, just 1 point off. And the damage is big as Caden, in the moment that your ice shatters around the creature, you hear another large sound of some kind of an energy gun go off. And Dario, you see this beam of light strike the wall just where you were standing moments ago, right up here, as a gaping hole erupts and the ichor splatters to the area off to the side here. And though the creature still stumbles about, still moving, it's not looking so great right now.
All right. I just want to use the last of my movement, kind of skirt around it up to here. Man, could sure go for some extra attack right now.
What level you been playing at?
Listen, anyway, I'm kind of out in the open here, but if I can hide, I'll just keep that up.
You can make a hide roll, but this time with disadvantage. There's no easy cover outside of the darkness of the caverns at the moment here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to keep low and hope my rifle isn't glowing red hot or anything. What?
Okay. Anything else?
That'll be it.
Cool. Creatures will move, and the creatures will continue their chase as Dario, Caden, and Sam will be attacked. We'll start with Dario and Caden, as Dario, the one that kind of shambles your way, will connect. And with a visually heavy swing, but as soon as it hits you, it's weaker than you would have expected. Almost like it's struggling just to move, and it's moving almost out of instinct, if anything. But you take a mere 2 points of damage. And Caden,
1 point of damage.
the creature struggles to posture closer to you. And this time raises 2 arms to strike at you as its hind legs kind of give out and the entire weight of its body strikes towards you as you take 6 points of damage as it almost tackles you more than it strikes you.
Ow!
And for Sam, as this creature moves to take a horizontal swing your way, it will easily be avoided, as the creature's movements seem to be dulled, but not only dulled, it seems to be panicking with its attention almost distracted and almost avoiding Koji. But that will end its turn as Koji, you're next.
All right, I'm going to look at the one in front of both Sam and I, and again, reckless attack. Attempt to roundhouse kick this thing into the wall.
All right,
So
that will connect.
All right, give me 1 second. Wow, really rolling low on the damage. That
Yeah.
is
Do you get to add rage?
3, 2, 5 more, so 6 damage total.
Yeah, we'll need to set up at some point your character sheet so you can just click a button instead of having to do all the extra math. But yes,
Yeah, I
you're
was trying to figure out how to do that, but I'll do it sometime.
yeah. If you're free, just hit me up as well. But what is it? 5 total?
So it's plus my strength mod, plus the 2 reckless, or plus the 2 rage damage, so that's 6 total.
6 total. All right. Very good. Not the strongest blow, but enough to kind of push it aside. And again, it's maybe because it's kind of, it seems to be almost avoiding you. Like it, rather than against Sam, where these creatures will kind of just go in, with you, it's almost like they recoil, which might be why the damage wasn't nearly as much as it tries to retreat from your swing.
Alright, and that's it for my turn.
Okay. Sam.
Alright, I'll take my great hammer and I'm gonna swing horizontally, but my momentum's gonna carry me while I swing so I can get on the other side of this fucking beast. It's gonna spin and swing.
Okay. Spin to win. That will connect. Nine points. Very nice. You hit it not just once, but a couple of times as you spin to win. And the creature, after taking a couple of blunt hits, will fall and will not rise again, as it is dead.
And how's everyone doing on the health?
I'm looking pretty rough. But you probably can't see me from that far away.
I can see you.
Oh, okay.
At least, I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
I can see it on my screen, so I assume that means my character can see you.
Sam, your eyes are a bit more adjusted to the darkness of space, for example, so you're
Okay.
able to better discern the different shades within the darkness here.
So, with my offhand, I'm gonna take out a little pistol from my side, plug in a cartridge, and I'm aiming right at Caden, and I'll shoot at him. But you see this beam come out, and you start to feel a little better, Caden.
Just a little bit.
Just enough.
The one rolls have backfired all of a sudden.
You shot a cartridge that exploded, and you look down and you
Yeah.
see a little Thomas Band-Aid on one of your scratch wounds.
By the way, there should be a little bit more because whatever your spell casting modifier is should be tacked on there. Less than 0.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, what's your whiz mod?
T4 plus whatever, yeah, your casting modifiers.
+2.
Cool. That
Yay, so
should
I
be
have 3 points of HP then.
very cool.
Cool. Well, yeah, I have to edit that to make sure that it adds the modifier. Alright, and then that'll end my turn.
Okay. Next up, Dario. You're getting a little claustrophobic as you seem to be trapped kind of in the corner here with Caden fighting off these two creatures. But they're starting to look pretty battered and beaten.
Oh, this freaking thing. Alright, so I'm gonna try to open up the distance between me and the creature as I attempt to just shove it with my 2 hands to give myself some space.
So you're just going to do a shove?
Yes.
All right, give me a strength check.
Ooh. guess it's too heavy.
Sorry. Did you have proficiency in athletics?
One moment.
Please
Yes.
hold.
Actually, I guess it wouldn't really matter with that result, but you go to push the creature, and instead you are welcomed into its warm, painful embrace as it instead, now that you have approached optimal striking distance, it brings both of its forearms inwards, and you are going to take 4 points of damage from these claws that kind of scratch against your back.
Ugh. Ah. And then I'll end my turn.
All right. Caden. Muted.
Dead.
Caden.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize it's my turn, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Waiting for my turn. It was my turn. Okay. So they're still both up. Okay. I am going to attempt the same thing I did last turn and hope it goes better. So, last one of these here. Where is it? This button. And then I'm going to do this again. I gotta figure out where all the buttons are.
Quick question. Meta
Yes.
magic, you have enough for sorcery levels, right? So you should have 3, if I'm recalled.
I get 2 extra because I took the perk as a variant human, the meta magic perk.
Oh,
It
okay.
gave me 2 extra meta magic and more meta magic actual trait things.
Gotcha. All right, I was getting a little curious. I'm pretty sure it costs 2 to spend for twin, right?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
out now.
But Chaos Bolt,
Um,
go for it.
So it should be attack. Let's see if we can hit anything.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Okay, I hit
Alright.
one of them. This has been such a waste. Let's see what I got. And then this, so 2 or
Quick note, if you do not designate your initial target, I am defaulting to left to right counter clockwise. So
okay, sounds good. So I hit this one on the right then, I guess. I'll do cold again, and it will be for. How do you tell the actual? There's not a button for one of the damage. It looks like. I'll roll the damage, I guess. Which is
isn't, oh, I see.
yes, the one's the formula, one's the attack for the buttons I have.
Yeah, just roll the other formula. It's a D8, right? You could also
Yeah,
click the D8 from the...
plus 2d8 plus 1d6.
Oh, wait, did you cast a higher level?
Oh, is that what that's for?
Yeah, higher levels is the
The-
1d6, right?
The 2d8 that you rolled already is supposed to be part of the.
Oh, I
Damage.
see.
They use it for both things.
Oh, interesting. That's an interesting
So
way
you
to handle
just add the appropriate amount of d6.
Oh shit. Because what it says in the description is it says hit the target. The target takes 2d8 plus 1d6 damage.
it. I was looking too far down. Okay, yeah, so 10. All right, so your cold goes and, again, bursts kind of forward, encompassing the area in front of you in a brief flash of a chill. The 2 creatures are encased again in this kind of frost, and the one directly in front of you, Caden, takes hold a bit stronger than the other, as not just frost encompasses it, but then with the big gaping wound in its abdomen, thanks to Maxine's shot from earlier, your cold really kind of starts to seep in, and the creature itself is now completely encased in ice and is dead.
Oh, nice! I killed it. Okay. Since it's dead, I'm gonna back up more, so I'm further away. I'm gonna stay out of the creepy tunnel though. As a note for damage, it is 2d8, 1d6. That is the damage. You just use one of the d8s to determine which type of damage it is.
Yeah.
Understood. All right, top of the turn, Maxine.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and just fire on this guy right here. My rifle.
Very nice. That will connect.
All right, and then here is the damage.
And this final creature in front of you, Dario, after hearing that kind of high energy blast once again, this one pops in front of you. And ichor splatters all against the wall and a little bit on your left hemisphere as the creature lets out a interrupted screech as it then keels over and crumples as it also is dead. And with that, combat has concluded as you all kind of brace yourselves momentarily, and yet no other creatures seem to approach. And you feel that for the moment, the danger has passed.
Oh, I yell out to Maxine, thank you very much.
Oh, that was tough.
I almost did your accent.
Hey, you're copying me.
I told you that was a bad idea. It was not a good idea to fight there, guys.
Koji, you still have about 30 seconds before that red armor of yours dissipates.
Alright. I'm gonna mosey my way on over here, and then... Oh, that's a ton.
Yes.
What's going on?
Koji, you try to reapproach the area earlier, and it is now littered with those creatures, large and small, and they all seem to be acting almost in uniform to create just an impassable barrier. It seems if you want to make your way through, at least at a glance, you're going to have to get through all of them, and there are quite a few.
Unison.
What did I say?
Uniform.
Close enough.
Technically not wrong, though.
Yeah, I got what he meant.
Oddly enough, they are also in uniform.
Yeah.
They're all wearing suits and ties.
Yeah.
It wasn't Casual Friday. They all suited up.
But Koji, they do not react to you, but all you hear as you approach is, "Leave! Leave!"
I'm gonna reckless attack. Just kind of spark.
Oh, God.
Okay, hold up. You're going to reckless attack what again?
Reckless attack, Spartan kick the one in the front.
Okay.
And actually, I think I set up... Let me see if that works correctly.
Cool. That will connect with the one in front of you.
Alright, and then I'm gonna roll for damage. So that's 7 plus strength, then 12 total.
Okay. The creature on the forefront here is kicked back, but not knocked far back, if at all, due to the support of the others. And as you continue to, well, if you try to continue to push your way forward, you will notice that you're not really making much headway into them, as looking into the swarm that is just steadily growing and kind of forcing themselves to create almost like a blockade. More and more seem to be appearing, and you're not even sure from where anymore.
All right. I'm at an impasse right now. I don't know if Koji is in his rage. I don't know if he's wise enough to stop. But out of character, I would like him to stop.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Advantage, disadvantage, normal.
Normal. And while this is happening, Sam, you would have noticed that Koji kind of stormed
running.
off.
I'm running after him.
Okay. And to those who are able to see, the light source of Sam is dashing a bit further away. And Sam, when you come around the corner, you finally see it.
I see that. I go, oh shite. Koji? I know I'm also a level brawl, but I think we've overstayed our welcome.
And Koji, as soon as Sam calls for your name, you finally hear it. Stop! Leave! Stop harming my children and leave! And the sound is not hostile, but it's almost like, again, this sense of I feel like disappointment's the wrong word, but sense of it could have been different. And Sam calling your name kind of snaps you out of it as you hear that voice linger in your mind and then disappear as Sam, you see now from Koji's body the red that had encased him a moments ago during that last fight begin to drip away, almost as if he just stepped out of a pool, and it's just water that slowly trickles down his face, down his arms, and into the ground as the wall of creatures ahead of Koji don't seem to make any immediate moves towards him. But Koji, you're snapped back to it.
There's almost a look of sadness on his face, and he, fuck, I did it again, didn't I?
I reach out to kind of almost to grab Koji, but then I see this red ooze come off his skin onto the ground, and I stop and I just say, well, that's new and disgusting. I don't touch him anymore because I don't know what that is. And I just say, Koji, there's a tunnel the other way. If we should head out that way instead.
He's gonna kind of push past you and make his way just away.
Yeah.
Could I pull a flare from my bag and just activate it and throw it towards the guys in the corner that I can't fully see?
The guys in the corner being where
down
the
here.
voices are?
Dario and Caden.
You sure can. And speaking of flares, I did add a flare-like item to the item list as well. But let's see here. You're gonna toss. Torches were 20/20, right? If I recall.
Yep. 20 bright and an additional 20 dim.
And if I'm not mistaken, I saw something about some flavor that your flares are red in color.
Yeah, they're like this almost kind of purplish red.
Yep. As you toss it forward.
Same color as elements of my armor.
Yeah.
Why are you throwing flares at us?
Because I can't see you. And if I can't see you, that can be really dangerous.
It also means the bad spiders can't see us.
They seem to find you just fine.
I'm gonna wave my hand. Oh, I'm out of soul points though. Shoot. No, I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna put it out, but I don't want to be too blatant about it.
Put it over here a little bit more. Well, at the moment, aside from a strong, constant sound, almost like the sound of river rapids, you hear that chattering from the appendages of these creatures coming from deeper within the caverns.
What, like deeper the way they came from?
The direction that Sam and Koji were heading in or at the very beginning, yes.
Wait, where I am?
No, this direction that I'm pinging. Ping?
I can't see that.
To the left of the map.
The way that the area they just came back from.
Where the spiders were keeping guard.
Over here.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't ping all of a sudden, but weird. Yeah, correct. Where
over here.
Yes,
there we go.
yes, thank you. But yes, you hear again like the rapids of a river. The sound is constant. It is in motion, and it just sounds like it's getting louder.
Okay, are we gonna check out the creepy hallway here near me, or are we just gonna head out, guys? I kind of want to check out the creepy hallway now.
Do you think we have to take anything, I want to call it a souvenir as a reward? I mean, they said they would give us some money for anything we found.
Shit, did they say that? I forgot about that.
Yeah. Can I quickly try to use my, I want to quickly try to use my crowbar to try to take off one of the mandibles of one of the creatures.
Sure, go for it. Give me a survival roll. Oh, it's actually strength as well. So, okay, also give me a strength roll with advantage. Okay. Okay.
Nice.
That's a very interesting spread, but okay. So, you're not being very graceful about it as you slam this crowbar into where what you think to be its mouth to be. That kind of alien little mouth that kind of reaches out like a tongue, right? And using the crowbar and your fortunate strength with it, you manage to kind of rip it right out. Now, the base of it is looking a bit messy, but the main body of that mandible is relatively intact. And you may now add... I can't give you the name without revealing more, so just call it Cave Dweller Mandible.
Cave Dweller Mandible.
Yeah.
Does it have any weight to it?
It's gonna weigh, just make it weigh a pound. Actually, how daggers are 1 or 2 pounds in the game? Anyone recall off the top of their head?
I'm not sure.
No idea.
I want to say they only weigh
1
like
pound.
1. Yeah, so actually make it weigh
Okay.
2. Make it weigh 2.
2 pounds.
Can you put it in reference to a human body?
It is.
The size of a child.
It is the length of the forearm of an 8-month-old newborn. No. Get the hell out of here, dude. All right. Well, a cycle of 24 deadly farts have passed by, and no, all right, we're done with this. All right, tell you what. We are coming up to the end of our time, and next time, before we start combat in the middle of a session, do remind me to let's take a break. But because we didn't take that break, I'm thinking, do you guys want to just power through it, or do you want to take a quick 5-minute break before we wrap up tonight? How are we feeling?
I'm good either way.
Yeah, I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
I'm good. We can power through.
All right. So yeah, you're all within this cavern, and there is that sound from up ahead. Koji and Sam, you got a bit of a view into what lies ahead, and Sam, you in particular probably saw that swarm blocking that pathway as something much different than what Koji had experienced it to be. However, in front of you currently lies this tunnel, which again, I can't say that it gives off the most pleasant of vibes, but at the moment, from what you've explored, does appear to be one of the only paths that you've been able to find forward.
As we go down this tunnel, I'm gonna see if I can pull off one of the minerals on the cave walls. Something if there's one that's loose as I go, I just want to yank it out.
Sure. You go to reach for it and pull it out, and give me a survival roll as well. All right. You go to pull this, what you think was a mineral, but as soon as you grab it, the hard kind of surfaces around the exterior collapse in, and instead you have just pulled out and crushed what appears to be some kind of flora.
Huh. That's not what I was expecting. So what do you guys think? We go down this path?
Yeah, I kind of want to see what's down here now that we've already killed these things.
Yeah, I prefer to not have to deal with these for a little while until I gain my strength back.
Are you pretty hurt? Is everyone pretty hurt here?
The boo-boos, yes. Yeah, I got a few boo-boos.
I got gnawed on a little bit, or actually I think I got crushed. I'm not sure. I think I got hit in the head really hard. I can't remember. Probably the head.
Let's two of you. Anyone not need healing?
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Can I do this? What do I do here? How many people? Oh, up to 6. Okay. I can heal all of you.
You gonna shoot us with that?
Yeah. I'm actually gonna point my sidearm, my ROM gun, my sidearm at each of you, and you'll see green beams come out.
Can you make the sound that it would make?
No.
That's an odd sounding weapon you got there. No.
While he's doing this, can I just grab some pictures of the cave dwellers?
You sure can, and I will share that with you later as well.
So, I think this actually just heals all of us. Do I have to? Yeah, we all regain 15. Jesus, this spell's great.
Man,
Whoa.
I sure needed that. I didn't take any damage.
Yep.
You know what? You just get a warm, fuzzy feeling inside, okay? Shut up and take it.
Calm down, you. Calm down and pick up the light.
Stomp the flare out.
Oh, he's so mean.
Yeah. I'm sure it's fine. I'm using up all my cartridges now. It's not like we're gonna get into another fight.
All right.
No way this cave has like 3 more days of battles.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not low on resources either. It's fine.
Do you
I
all
missed like half my shit. Just missed.
welcome to D&D, bud?
Yep.
All right. Well, do you continue into the tunnels, and who will be leading the way? Go ahead and position yourselves if you decide to move forward.
Go ahead and follow along at the back.
All right. Continuing through, and go ahead and move yourselves to the end. It will be a dead end. I'm going to have to move you guys. But Koji, looks like you're leading the group as you head in and the rest of you follow. The cave is large enough just to fit one of you. It actually doesn't seem to have been a tunnel necessarily used by these insectoids that you guys had encountered. It's far too small to be used by the larger creatures that you had just defeated. However, the walls are kind of bioluminescent, as that flora that Sam, you had kind of tried to grab and ended up crushing, seems to be littered throughout the walls. And Koji, this also reminds you a bit of the bloom that you saw in that other cavern room where the unknown creature was. And however, these seem to be different, and you're not really sure what, but if you have, you can give me a perception or a medicine or a nature roll of your choice. Muted. Koji.
Oh shit, I had muted myself this entire time. Okay, perception, medicine, or nature, or just medicine or nature?
Perception, medicine, or nature.
Alright.
And if Koji honestly doesn't care, you can roll none of them.
I'll do perception just as like a passive thing.
Yeah. Yeah, looking by them with that roll of 11, you simply come to the conclusion that these are similar, but perhaps either a different variation or perhaps they're uncultivated. It's unclear, but it reminds you of a flower that you are pretty well acquainted with.
Heard that.
As much of the flora in this cavern oddly does, which to Koji definitely raises some questions. But you guys all continue through. And
does this flora look, or fauna? Flora look familiar to me at all?
give me a nature or history roll, your choice.
Sounds good.
Also, side note, whenever I give you guys roll options, if you have your own flavor that would result in a different roll, feel free to inject it. Or if you have questions on why I'm giving you those choices, I am happy to give you some cursory reasons.
Could I use my Arcana because of the nature of my character? And
That type of question is a poor question, because what are you basing that off of? Just outside
because
of your
of
character?
how this flora might have come about because of where it is, and how I might know something about it. I'm trying to be vague with other people listening.
Yeah, you can give me an Arcana with disadvantage, though.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Ooh, close. All right. As far as Caden is able to tell, the flora here, though interesting, doesn't seem to be very unique. To Caden, you've seen all manner of kind of luminescent flora ever since the cleansing that you're familiar with. And though the kind of purple hue is a bit unusual or less common, you're more familiar with those that kind of glow in almost like an ember red, like hot coal type shade instead.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and get you guys moved over. As you continue through these tunnels, you find yourselves exiting somewhere else. And I'm going to move you guys one at a time once that happens. Now, does your vision teleport, or do you see your token like drifting through space?
Vision teleports.
Okay. Koji, go ahead and step forward.
I see, just to give you like context, I see the rooms to the north of us as well as the rooms that we are in.
Is that because of Sam? If I move Sam out of here, does that disappear? Now, there is Fog of War too, so you should see... Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
My token did drift through space, and I got to see other rooms as I was going through.
Yeah, okay, that's an issue. I'm going to have to figure out that, but it's fine. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves zoomed in as you all exit a dark, damp room. And on this side, there is absolutely the sense of there's dampness in the air. There's moisture, whereas the prior area you were in was very dry in comparison. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that fog of war. That's a little messed up, but oh well. But you should all scroll down towards the bottom of the map, and you should see yourselves.
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about now. Because the map stays revealed after we've passed through it, so even when we're not in the room, it's dark. Like,
Correct.
we can't see if there's anything in it.
I'm aware.
We
Yeah,
can
it's
see
the
the
fog of
layout.
war. Yeah, it's the fog of war. So yeah, there's dynamic lighting for like the walls and vision, but there's also fog of war. So you kind of remember the rough layout of terrain that you may have gone through before. Now, maybe I should have done this a bit sooner, but the map format within Horizon Exploration is going to be kind of this overlay, kind of digital style, reminiscent of what information you guys could roughly gather from maybe some of the tools and technologies that you guys have. So that's kind of the idea here. Well, we won't pay too much mind to it, but yeah, you all find yourselves exiting these tight tunnels and making your way into, again, this open kind of chamber where you hear the water droplets, and the sound of wind also is seems to be stronger coming from up ahead.
Does this like growth cave kind of thing continue, or it's different now?
Growth cave? You're talking about like the flora and all that stuff?
Yeah. Like where we were
Yeah.
before, does it continue into this room, or it's completely?
It does litter this room as well, and it does seem to be, if you look closely at the walls, there seems to be liquid fluids that trickle down some of the surfaces, and this looks a bit more kind of traditional interior cave network that we might be familiar with.
I go over to the liquid and I like put some on my fingers and like sniff it. It's water, right? If I don't die, we'll see.
Gosh, what would this be? Would it be give me a investigation or survival?
Okay. And the verdict is not 20.
Yeah. Caden, you would be fairly familiar with these types of situations, and based on just the sheer kind of viscosity, the lack of scent, you do gather that this is the water. Whether it's drinkable or whether it's irradiated is to be determined, but to your best knowledge, it does appear to be water that is within these cave walls.
Just water, guys, nothing to worry about. I wouldn't drink it still, though.
If there's water here, maybe there's a flowing, stream somewhere. We could actually get some water for us. Restock.
It's more of a we're underground and water flows downhill kind of situation. But maybe there's a river nearby.
And it doesn't necessarily be a river. We find, just a stream. Maybe we could take some, and we can filter it out later.
Did you not bring water?
I have enough, but not a ton. Maybe a day or two at most.
You guys did get the equivalent of a water skin from that starter pack that was in the shuttle, don't forget.
Let me guess, you brought a bottle of alcohol, didn't you?
I do have alcohol.
Fucking knew it.
None of that shit you were drinking.
Yeah, that stuff I was drinking was shit. I'll agree with that. It was absolute garbage.
Koji, while the group seems to be enjoying a bit of comfort here, it seems to be quite peaceful and a bit serene with the gentle sounds of the water trickling against the walls and the light luminescence of the flora that also surrounds the walls here. However, you, Koji, still get that feeling of tugging like from a fishing line that seems to originate from where you came.
Noted.
Koji, what was up with your skin back there? You turned red. Is that normal?
Turned
Yeah.
red.
Yeah.
It happens
You guys didn't
sometimes.
see this. He turned red, and at a certain point, it oozed out of him. Very, very strange.
To be honest, it's not the weirdest thing I've seen, but it is a little unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened back there? It's not. I mean, did they know you, or did you know those creatures?
They tried to talk to me. They couldn't tell me what I needed to know, so yeah. He still has that kind of. He's still visibly like forlorn.
I go to put my hand on his shoulder, and I just say, "Oh, that's all right. Well, just let us know next time if there's anything we should worry about. We want to make sure that we're all in one good place. And I think in order for us to survive, I think we're gonna all have to depend on each other."
Yeah, Sam, we need to talk about like hitting the thing in the foot in the middle of the room. Like we talked about it, like 5 times. We're like, this is probably not the best spot to do it, and then you did it.
Koji said they were trying to kill him. What are we gonna do? Wait for him to die?
But I guess I didn't see that. Okay, if they were trying to kill him, but it was calm before that.
I think we were gonna get into a brawl anyways, and we might as well be the ones who started. Taking advantage,
Again,
you know.
Firmly, when we're not in the center of the room surrounded, is all I'm saying. I'm okay with the fight thing. I'm alright with the protect each other thing. It's not when we're not already fighting and we're in the center of the room and no one was attacking us. I really got mauled. I did get mauled at least once.
Well, you'll find now, aren't you?
I still
look.
got mauled.
Yeah, you'll be better off. You walk it off. You'll be okay.
Walk it off? I might have lost a leg. Those things had pincers. Those were pincers, right?
Yeah, they were pincers.
Gentlemen, I'd say at this point right now, it doesn't matter what happened. At this point, I think we need to move forward. Else we got to deal with those creatures again.
Sounds good. Let's go.
You all continue to make your way, and the cave here this time does seem to be a bit quieter. However, Koji, around the time that you enter this next opening, you and probably several others will notice up ahead that there is a bit of a faint green light that seems to be shining from up ahead.
Ooh, does that look like skylight?
It does kind of wane in and out, but unclear. However, you also hear echoing in this chamber that clitter-clattering sound once again, and a lot of it.
From behind?
It's echoing within this chamber that you're all about to step foot into.
Okay. Get ready, guys. We're gonna have friends.
Well, like I say, we enjoyed the quiet for just a few moments.
As you all make your way closer towards the light, Koji, you sense it. Somewhere off to the side. Something watching you. Not trying to call at you, but almost like someone seeing you off. You feel that glow that you experienced earlier in the fields within the cavern. And just for a moment, this might be a little weird, but you look behind over your shoulder, and the next thing you know, Koji, you are looking face to face with that being once again. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And though still in this form of a kind of black and white cocoon, though it seems to be radiating this kind of sadness, it also seems to be encouraging, oddly enough, for you. And just like that, your vision snaps back to where you stand with a light shining behind you.
Fucking tired of that weird shit for now.
And the rest of you, as you approach the cave, the exit, it is in fact an opening. And beyond it, you see the brilliant Aurora Borealis up in the skies.
Do it!
At this time of day?
They're always ever present. It's why the place is called Aurora Green.
In this part of the country?
Kind of everywhere.
Just
The
around the
entire planet.
riverbend?
She'll be coming around the mountain.
But with that, those who can see it, in the cavern behind you all, or not behind you all, but to the direction not by the light, you see just a horde of those creatures. And more just seem to be piling in over and over and over. However, they don't seem to cross the threshold in front of you all. Which, why can't I ping, dude? Anyways. Can I
Trying to
do
ping
it?
these guys on the left.
Yeah, can you guys see that? No, you can't see this ruler either. I don't know. I did something.
I can. It's
apparently.
over here.
But basically, they don't come close enough to where the light shines. Let's put it that way.
Oh, they don't get near the light, like they're scared of the light?
Yeah, where that 10-foot little wall is up ahead between you and them, right? That they don't seem to approach much closer than that. Yep. But to one side, creatures. To the other, where you came. And finally, up ahead, light.
Well, it looks like our exit.
Does anybody want to do anything before departing this cavern?
Nope, I'm good.
All right.
Getting the fuck out of here.
As you all make your way outside, you see the brilliant Aurora Borealis up in the skies as the rotation of the planet leaves much of the daytime limited, not to mention the storms that you can see raging in the distance. Caden, you are all too familiar with these storms, and Maxine, you have some knowledge about these storms as well and how they move about. But the land itself, relatively barren, relatively untraversed by anything within immediate line of sight, as you all emerge from these kind of underground caverns and look up to see the sky once again.
Home, sweet home.
And that is where we're going to be calling episode 2.
You.
Ooh. We did it. We had our first fight.
Huzzah.
You did.
Yeah!
And I'm still alive.
That is true.
Stay alive.
All right. Well, I know it's getting late here. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Audience, viewers, listeners, welcome, welcome, and hope you enjoyed. Let us know what you thought. Players, hope you had a great time.
Oh,
And-
great as
Fun.
always.
They had
Yes.
a blast, man.
But more adventures to be had as the party now sets out on the surface of Aurora Green, seeking out what Dynasty claims to be the potential belief of a core that has appeared on the planet, among other possible treasures, artifacts, and unknown goods that may be lurking about, as they, as one of many groups, were sent down from Boris Station by Dynasty to scour the planet and find what may lie ahead. So this was episode 2 of Horizon Exploration. Thank you, everybody. We'll be wrapping it up here, just to be respectful of everyone's time. But do tune in. We'll be continuing episode 3 next week, Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific, same time. So we'll see you back here. Any final words, group?
That was fun. Can't wait for next week.
All right.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Thanks, man.
Stay
Let's
tuned,
go.
everybody.
All right, everyone. As always, till next time, take it easy.
See ya.
Bye bye.